And so, after years and years of business coaching, I recently shut the doors on all of my business coaching programs, which every time I say it, I feel like it's going to get easier, and it hasn't yet. Welcome to the Breadwinner Energy podcast. This is your host, Tay Daniels, mama, wife, multi-business owner, and creator of the Breadwinner Energy movement. In this podcast, we're all about changing women's lives, especially those who did not grow up with perfect circumstances, by helping them step into their highest self era, break free from society's expectations, and become a force to be reckoned with. We help women embrace their powerhouse, most authentic energy, cultivate inner peace, and call in everything she has ever wanted in life. So if you're ready to become the breadwinner of your own life, join me on this journey of transformation, empowerment, and abundance. Welcome back to the Breadwinner Energy podcast, season 4. I am excited. I'm so excited to do this, but I still can't believe it. It hasn't fully sunk in yet. So if you are tuning in like normal on Spotify or iTunes, you can now watch the Breadwinner Energy podcast on YouTube. I am in my new studio that my amazing, amazing husband has set up for me. And I am nervous. I think I'm nervous, I'm anxious, I'm excited. I have all of the feelings right now about recording this podcast on video. Number one, because I can't technically say I'm postpartum because my daughter literally turns 1 in a couple days. But I am still working through hormonal imbalance and carrying some extra weight on top of completely changing my entire business, which is still just so insane, but also so exciting. I am so excited. I'm like beaming with excitement. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see that. But if you're listening, maybe you can just hear the excitement. This year kicked off in a really, really interesting way. And then over the first few months, the first quarter of the year, I had something insane happen in my life, in my business, that I still cannot share with you guys, but I will share very, very soon. But that has led me to this path of stepping into our new era of Breadwinner Energy. So if you are new here, hi, I'm Tay Daniels. I am the owner and the founder and the creator of Breadwinner Energy, the Breadwinner Energy podcast, and the movement that was born officially in 2021 after years and years and years of business, life, motherhood, all the things that we're going to break down in this episode. So I started my very first business in 2016. I was 7 months pregnant, 23 years old, $100 in my bank account, no degree, wrecked credit, and I just wanted to be at home with my daughter. I wanted to do anything to be at home with my daughter and not have to work my 9 to 5 anymore. And so I searched and searched and searched all day at my 9 to 5 to find a job where I could work from home. And lo and behold, I found something called virtual assisting. Now in 2016, it wasn't as popular as it is today, but I decided, you know what, I'm just going to leave my job and I'm not going to go back and I'm going to be a virtual assistant, which was absolutely insane. It was so insane to even do that after literally having nothing and like no proof of possibility and no financial literacy and literally no money, and a new mom to just be like, I'm going to start a business, and on my shitty Toshiba laptop, built a crappy website and went out as a virtual assistant. In 2018, I decided to get a divorce from my ex-husband and my oldest daughter's dad, who was abusive, mentally, physically, emotionally abusive, and I was still not making enough money to survive on my own. So I went and applied for a 9 to 5. Through the interview process, I went back and forth 3 times, and I was up against one other girl. They hired her over me because she had a degree and I did not. And that job was offering $40,000 a year, which looking back was one of the best things that ever happened to me because it's led me to where I am today. In 2019, before that, I had ended up niching down to the wedding industry. I decided, I'm going to niche down to the wedding industry. I am going to work with wedding professionals as a virtual assistant because I love the industry. I wanted to be a planner at one point. So why not just be a virtual assistant for the industry? And that took my career off. And within 6 months, I was completely booked out, started my agency. And in 2019, the summer of 2019, I was asked to be a keynote speaker at the WED Midwest conference. And I had never done public speaking, and my Instagram account was like non-existent, but not only non-existent, I never showed my face on that account. But without hesitation, I said yes to this event, and I was so nervous. I can vividly remember that whole day. I was so nervous. I drank a wine shooter in the parking lot before I went in to do my speech. And it was actually really so fun, but there are so many women. There are so many eyes on me. And after that event, so many women asked me to coach them and consult them in their wedding professional business. And that was what kicked off my coaching career in 2019. Thank God, because in 2020, the wedding industry kind of crashed and burned. And even though my agency still has gone on into today, I did shift fully into business coaching in 2020. And so at the beginning of 2021, I was running an agency. I was a mom, I was remarried, and I was coaching, but I was working like 40 to 60 hour weeks. I was making like $3,000 to $5,000. I was nowhere near where I wanted to be in my life or my business. And I decided to hire a business coach. Within 48 hours of finding her, I invested $10,000 into her coaching program. My husband even sold his car so I could invest in this program, and he was the one that like pushed me over the edge to do it. Thankfully for him and this coach, she is amazing. I still thank her to this day. Kelsey Kerslake, if you're listening, I love you. You are an amazing coach. You have changed my life, and I'm forever grateful for you. She owns the Aligned Business Academy, and she literally gave me so much in my career. And in that year of being with her, within 6 months, I had a six-figure business, my first ever six-figure business. She helped me build my first group coaching program, and she helped me find and birth into the world Breadwinner Energy, which is exactly the direction, the momentum, the movement that I've created to this day, where Breadwinner Energy is for women, and it is for women who have maybe come from less or have been given all the reasons to quit and all the reasons to give up, but still chooses herself. It's about being a breadwinner mentally, physically, emotionally. It's about having the life that you love, a life that you deserve. It's about making fuck you money. It's about going against the norms in society. It's about like truly balancing this masculine and feminine energy. It's about living in your truth. It's about living authentically and in your purpose and upholding boundaries and doing what is best for you. When I talked to Kelsey in that room that day about what I wanted, it was like, I want to make a lot of money, and I want to have a nanny and drive the nice car and have the nice home, but I also want to be happy. Like, I want to love my life regardless of what other people say. And that was how she helped me create Breadwinner Energy. And so after years and years of business coaching, I recently shut the doors on all of my business coaching programs, which every time I say it, I feel like it's going to get easier, and it hasn't yet, and I want to puke saying it. I'm not officially saying I've left the business coaching industry. I'm not ready to say those words out of my mouth yet, but I am fully stepping into life mindset coaching and Breadwinner Energy embodiment coaching. And in 2022, I got life coach certified through the life coach school. And if you have been in this industry, life coaching, business coaching, coaching in general, you probably know about the life coach school, but it's run by Brooke Castillo, who is a multi-millionaire genius of a woman. She is just such an incredible human. And I went and got certified through there, and it literally changed my life even more. And it's really, really led me to this path of wanting to help women change their life. And not just helping the women that I directly help, but every woman that comes into my world and gets coached, and she works on herself and changes her life, and then she changes everybody around her. And the momentum just continues and continues and continues. And this is what Breadwinner Energy is. It is about your mindset, it is about the money, and it is about the movement. And that is what I've created. The money, the mindset, the money, the movement, because it's an inside job. Like being wealthy, being a breadwinner, being a woman who lives in her purpose and most authentic self comes from within, and it starts with your mindset. It starts with your thoughts and the thoughts that you believe. And then it's about your money. It's about your money story, your money blocks, the actual tangible money But it's also about like being a wealthy woman inside and how you create this aura about you inside and not just what's on the outside. It's about the way that you spend money. It's about the way that you hold money. It's about the way that you do whatever is best for you, regardless of what society tells you. And then the movement, which is creating impact inside and creating impact in the world. And the impact that I make in women's lives will just go on and make further and further impact. And so I have fully decided to step into life coaching, mindset coaching, embodiment coaching. And I'm really, really excited about this because for me personally, I am spiritual. I am woo. I believe in manifestation and law of attraction. I believe in God, but I also believe in taking massive action, like doing the fucking work. I believe that you cannot just sit around all day and hope and believe and dream. And you also cannot just take action without there being this balance of the beliefs that you carry and being able to believe in something beyond yourself, being able to hold those beliefs and that energy inside of you to where it's like so exciting that you're ready to take action towards it, even if you're afraid, and you're so willing to do the work inside and outside, and that will create this reality for you. It will create you having a life that you love. And I want to be proof of possibility for women. I want to be proof that this works because I had every reason to not start a business. I've had every reason to quit. I've had every reason to give up. I've had every reason to not be successful in my life or to not make money or to have more money at 30 years old than I have ever seen in my entire family. And I used that as proof that other women need this, proof that I can do this. I use that to fuel my fire, that this is exactly why I should be doing what I'm doing. And instead of being the victim to my life and the victim to my circumstances, and instead of being like, woe is me, deciding that this is my season. I get to change my own life. I get to decide what I want to have in my life. I get to decide what is the life that I want to create and then go after it regardless of where I've come from, regardless of my past and my traumas and the things that I've been through. And for so many people and so many women, we've been through these seasons of life of motherhood or trauma or, maybe not the best upbringing or childhood or bad relationships, or even just like not speaking up, not standing up for yourself and not like embodying your confidence to keep the peace, that it is truly hindering you from who you're meant to be. It is hindering you from success and happiness and inner peace and abundance. And it's just the thing that I want to bring into this world is like, if I can do it, so can you. If I can change my life from where I've been, so can you. And so I want to take you guys back to childhood, to my upbringing, if you will. My mother was a single mom working 3 jobs to put food on the table. And I did not know my dad until I was 12 years old. My dad, my biological father, left when I was a baby. And so I was raised by my mom and my stepdad. I met my stepdad when I was 2. However, I only lived with my mom. They were, boyfriend, girlfriend. And so my mom raised me working 3 jobs to take care of me, to give me all the things. And we lived in a trailer. And the school that I went to about 25, 30 minutes away from where we lived was a school where they were more privileged, let's just say that, and I wasn't. And so I was very much bullied in school. Your teeth, the way that you look, how ugly I was. I had acne, I had braces at one point. We were poor, and I will never forget, I think it was my mom's insurance agent. I'm pretty sure his son went to school with me, and his dad had gone over to our house, our trailer, to talk to my mom about insurance or whatever. And the next day at school, I was being bullied for living in a trailer and being poor, because obviously the insurance agent went home and openly talked about our living situation in front of his child, who then went on to school. And I will never forget that. That has really, really stuck with me. It's because I think, maybe as children, there's a good amount of us that maybe have been through some bullying, but that level of my mom is doing her best to provide for me, to be able to put me in a good school, to be able to put me in sports, and working 3 jobs. And let me be honest, our trailer was actually pretty nice. My mom decorated our trailer to the nines. And so, my now husband also grew up in a trailer and is just very different. But the point that I'm making is from that moment on, put me in this place of feeling like if you're a woman with money you have choices. If you're a woman with money, you have power. You're able to really live a life you love. And from that, like early on, I wanted success. From early on, I knew I was going to be successful. I knew I was going to be a millionaire. Like I always had said, I'm going to be a millionaire from a young age. And I had no proof of this. I was literally living in a trailer being bullied at school for being poor. But I truly believed in my heart and my soul, I was going to be successful. I was going to make it in the world one way or another. And I think those things just continue to fuel that fire within me instead of saying, you know, I can't have that because I grew up in a trailer, because I grew up with parents without money or what have you. So that really instilled in me from an early age. And then throughout my childhood, I went through so many things that I think not openly shared just out of fear. And I want to respect my family and my family's privacy as much as I possibly can, while also telling my truth and sharing my truth, because I know that my truth is going to change people's lives. And I will not cry. I will not cry on episode 1. But there's so many things that I just feel like people need to know. And so through childhood, I feel like I had a rough childhood. I was very lonely. I kept to myself a lot. I would stay in my room and listen to music all the time. I would dance, and I was in sports, and like that was the only thing I kept myself in, because I felt like I was just so lonely in childhood. Like it's like this disconnect I had from my family and unloyal, not true friends, you know. And so then as a child, my grandma expressed at a family function that I had siblings, and I had always wanted siblings. And so at that point I had asked my mom, and she was like, yeah, you have a brother and a sister. So I asked if I could reach out to my biological father, and I met him when I was 12 years old, and we met, we had dinner. He was in the process of moving, and he said, you know, he's going to come to my sporting events and volleyball games and what have you, and showed me pictures of my siblings. And he left that dinner, and for 6 months I didn't hear from him. So we didn't know each other for 12 years. We meet for dinner. I don't hear from him for 6 months. He starts calling my mom's phone. I'm like, don't answer the phone, because I didn't want to talk to him. I was so mad that like he did that to me again. And then the next thing I knew, he had committed suicide. And that not answering his phone call killed me for so long. And I was like, it's definitely my fault. Like, this is my fault. And for so long, I lived in this place of sadness and hurt. Like, that opportunity to have that relationship with my father was taken from me at such a young age, and it fell out of my control. And from there on, it just felt like a season of unfortunate events had just kind of happened through there. And don't get me wrong, I mean, there's things that I look back on and I'm like, you know, that definitely shaped me, that molded me, that's created who I am today. But it was a very, very lonely childhood. I think that's the best way to describe it. And I left my hometown when I was 18, and I went to live my life, went to college for 2 years, dropped out, moved to Kansas City. And I just went on this season, I think, of like self-discovery and finding myself and like trying to remove myself from my home life as much as humanly possible to get away from this place that I had grown up to almost hate. Like, I don't even go home that often. I don't enjoy it. There's something about it. I probably need to make peace with that. But anyway, this has kind of like led this path for me, right? And so through this journey, I went through abuse, sexual abuse, multiple instances of childhood sexual abuse, went on to have relationships that were not favorable. And then after that, I was in a marriage where he was physically abusive. And I feel like all of that happened up until the point where I was 24 years old. And that's like your whole upbringing, right? Your whole upbringing shapes you and forms you. But deep down, I still held on to this thought that I was going to be successful, that I was going to make it, that I was going to change people's lives, and I was going to be rich. And now, looking back, it's not that I'm thankful or grateful for those moments, but it's almost like you have to go through certain parts of your journey in order to see the light, in order to be grateful, in order to lead other people's lives. And so and I'm going back through like all of the coaching I've ever done in my career. And I've asked women, we've done feedback forums, like, why did you join our programs? Why did you join this? Why do you work with Tay? And every single person's answer is like, I work with Tay because of her story. I hired Tay because of her story. I hired Tay because I feel this connection. She gets it. She understands. She's been through the journey. And between that and being life coach certified and like having this deep love for changing women's lives and giving women this space of like equal parts love and equal parts like, girl, get your ass up because we're about to do this thing. Like, you're about to change lives. Get up and do the work. And I bring that equal balance of like, I will love you so hard and I will cheer for you and I will hold your hand and I will go through the shit with you, but I'm also not going to let you sit down and hold yourself back because of what you're going through or because of what you've been through. And that is why people work with me. Or I'm like, why am I not following my calling? Why am I not following my passion? Why am I not doing the thing that I truly am called to do to change people's lives? And that was when I'm like, I'm going to make this change. I'm going to step fully into life and mindset coaching. And it's just crazy because it's like one thing to think it and one thing to like step into it and then another thing to like fully do it. And so over the last 3 to 4 weeks, my team and I have been head down, just like really in the thick of it, of birthing this new thing into life. And it's crazy because every time I've thought of a new idea or a new program or a new offer, I'm always just like quick to get to it. I'm like, let's do it. Like within 1 week, that whole thing will be pumped out and like put it out into the world. And we're already like 3 to 4 weeks into this project with 6 weeks to go before launch. And we're still birthing it. We're still creating it. And it's like coming from this like deep, deep place in my soul that I just know is like so needed. And so I'm like very, very intentionally creating this. And it's been so many mix of emotions of like excitement and like passion mixed with like fear and like, holy shit, I'm doing this. And I am just so excited to be able to share with all of you. And so we are opening very soon, the Breadwinner Energy Club. But the club waitlist is open. So you can go down to the link below in the show notes. You can get on the club waitlist. You will be the first to know. You will be the first to get in the club and get access to the club. And the club is not a membership, okay? So just know that. I can't tell you much about it other than it's for women. It's like if you resonate with all of what I'm saying today, this is for you. If you want to change your life, if you want to make more money, if you want to be a breadwinner, if you want to like be in your authentic energy, you want to be a powerhouse, you want to create like inner peace, you want to be a wealthy woman inside and out, the club will be for you. And we have inside the club, it doesn't matter if you're like early on in your personal development journey or if you're like way ahead in your personal development journey. It's like we're hitting all the places. And so if you are resonating, you want to get on that wait list because you will not want to miss this and you will not want to miss our rebrand. Since the day that I started my business, I have had pink everything. I at one point had a condo with pink furniture. That's like how in love with my brand I was. I had pink couches and pink chairs and pink curtains and pink literally everything. And we are fully rebranding and the new brand colors are red and black. And there's like a part of me that is dying. I don't know if dying is the right word. Part of me that is like leaving this journey that molded me into who I am today and stepping into this new space of energy work to help heal women all over the world. And I'm just like, I could cry. I'm so excited. It just feels so good. And I'm just so incredibly grateful for all the women who I've met and the people who have helped me along this journey, personally, professionally. And I can't wait to share this with the world. It is like it feels so good to fully step into where I'm meant to be. The other thing I want to say too is I am the perfect mix of like spiritual woo with practical, logical steps. And so if you're like, I definitely want to get into this work, but I am very like religious, I want to tell you that personal growth is based on whatever you believe in. Your personal growth is based on your higher power that you believe in, mixed with the beliefs that you believe in, mixed with the actions you're willing to take. And so even being like religious or spiritual or not spiritual, it's not about me telling you what you should or shouldn't believe in. It's about me helping guide you through your path and your purpose to your highest place. And you get to choose what you believe in, right? Like you get to choose if that is a religion, if that is God, if that is spirit, if that is universe. Like you get to decide what that looks like for you, because I'm not the person to tell you what's right or wrong. But I also think that it doesn't have to be black and white. I think you get to be a person that believes in whatever it is that you want to believe in, right? I think you get to believe in all the things. And so if you are questioning that or worried about that, I just wanted to let you know that it's not about what you believe in. It's about how you make that work for you. And that is what we're going to be teaching you inside of the club. Okay. So welcome to the first episode of our new season. This was long. I feel like I went into so many things, but I want to finally be able to open up and share this journey with you guys as we're creating the process. And I also want to invite you to the waitlist because you're not going to want to miss it when we launch this club. You're going to want to be in there. If you're not in there, you're going to get FOMO. Like, I'm just going to say it. Okay. You're going to get FOMO if you're not in there. So if you have not yet, go over to my YouTube. It's _LLC. Subscribe so you can get all the episodes on video. We'll be dropping episodes each week, as well as come over on Instagram and follow me at _LLC. Everything will be down in the show notes, and join the club waitlist. And as always, thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you guys next week.